fundings and all of that. We have here the annual report. You have to submit your annual report. Section 86(1) of the Act. Every political party shall submit to the commission a detailed annual statement of assets and liabilities. That's one. Okay, and
that's the political party.
That's the second is election contribution. Now, so section 94 of the Act says a political party sponsoring the election of a candidate shall, within 3 months after the announcement of the results of the election, file a report of the contributions made by individuals and entities to the commission. And the third is that, a political party shall submit to the commission in a separate audited return within 6 months after the election. So it brings me back to Serap's score that's saying, okay, campaign. With this Electoral Act now, do you think political parties can hide under the Electoral Act? We don't need to publish anything until after the election.
Look, whether before the election or after the election, the question would be, who holds these people to account on all of these provisions of the law? How do you even implement all of these things? How do you verify these things? The spending limits that we're talking
after they have won or they lost the election. What exactly? Why is it after though? I think this Electoral Act should actually be looked into. Why after?
Sandra, you see, we can continue to debate the issue of after, before, and all of the publishing and all of the things Serap is raising in the Electoral Act, which are valid calls. My own issue is that one, how do you even monitor these things to start with? You said 5 billion for a presidential candidate. How do you know whether the person is out of the spending limit or is below the spending limit? Or you understand? So for me, I think we've not really gotten to that point where we can have that kind of accountability. In fact, are we not supposed to have tax returns of the presidential candidates to even know their financial standing, to know their business dealings? We're supposed to have their tax returns clearly. So for me, I just think that yes, Serap will continue to do what they need to do as a civil society. They've been doing a whole. I think we need to commend Serap. They are everywhere. They keep talking.
Tariff one. I would want to disagree with you. Now, it is not where we are getting to politically. It is what the Electoral Act says. Well spelled out. You shouldn't spend more than this. So, you shouldn't spend because most of them are even the one making that, the one implementing that, the one doing all of these things.
Governor should not spend more than 1 billion.
Governor should not spend more than 1 billion. Governor.
Campaign official spending.
No.
There are handouts. I always say that I moved around when Funsho Williams was contesting as governor of Lagos State. May God rest his soul. And I
promise of you dropping something. What did they
say? So as you they stand up, something they drop. So
before you stand up, it must drop first. They must see, otherwise you will not stand up.
Even when you stand up and you go, that's the end of the discussion for them. So that is the situation.
Sorry, I have to bring this.
No, it's important too that we talk about it.
It's even good you brought it up.
With the plan of the CBN to redesign our Naira notes as it is, and also to curb, do you think that's going to have on this campaign funding issue?
I think it's a good thing because of the timing. Because again, I like the fact that by January 15, so if any politician has cash stacked somewhere in their houses or warehouses and all of that,
do you think it will help them to stay within this limit?
No, it won't. Because people have said, they'll convert all the money to dollars. You don't spend dollars on elections day.
So it's not possible. Don't say that.
No,
go and ask Buruji Kashamu or Blessed Memory.
I don't know. I'm just saying. The ones I've seen, I've not seen anybody.
Okpa has witnessed one.
But I've not seen any politician, for example, on elections day.
On election day, we are edging towards.
No, maybe on the queue. Maybe openly.
No, even in
polling units.
No, I'm saying maybe you won't find it at polls in Ogun State, where that the candidate that he came with
allegedly.
When the other one came, the other one was giving 20,000. Baba came, Baba was giving 100 bilibili. 100 bilibili. And people say, give us this one.
I know the funny thing is that even if they had done one, people will still have gone for the dollars, not the naira.
No, and none of that. I've read initially when it came out, I was asking if this should be our priority for now. Then I engaged quite a lot of people. I mean, I think tomorrow that maybe, just maybe,
something will happen with this policy.
EFCC, if the anti-graft agency want to be sincere
and do their
then
job,
this is the point where a lot of people need to spend from now till election period in jail. because and it is not just politicians alone.
The bankers,
Gone up.
there's a mop-up. There's a mop-up. But my own is that, look,
because most of these people we convert most of these monies in. How many of these politicians carry naira?
Sandra, the guy that buys dollars,
it needs to be on the bankers
now.
It's on the
exactly,
bankers,
so
actually.
that whatever money is coming in, I mean,
They fly
there's
to
going to be a
Sweden.
lot of giveaways now on social media.
That's why
people will just give you 1 billion for free because
are you sure?
yes,
Okay.
they couldn't approach the bank and say, I'm the one that owns this 7 billion, I'm the one that owns this 42
And my
billion.
own is that the timing too, by January 15.
It's close.
So between that van, enter somebody's house on election day or before elections day. Those are the things to
Beyond you going to make your thumbprint or to vote or to cast your ballot on election day, it is an all-encompassing thing. Now when this policy filled with the fact that I'm even saying this alone is giving me goose on my body. The fact that somebody can load
CBN said it now about vote buying. CBN said it, that's going to help.
Share it into 3 accounts for me, and I'm going to ask EFCC. There's supposed to be a notification. 5 million as corporate. Sorry,
for
individual 5 million, 10 million as corporate.
Yeah.
And then somebody brings 100 million to share into 10 different accounts. Cash in Ghana must go back. Then you should start asking questions.
Okay, is the fact that I mentioned it to you that every bank has an AML unit. Okay, so there's no, when money comes in, even before you account officer knows that money has come about this money. But now that there's the redesigning, and some banks have even declared that they'll be taking deposits on Saturdays because
Yes.
when you get to that limit now,
yeah.
They have no choice, actually. They have to report it. But what you need to understand is, I don't want to call it padding.
To now coming, where is the land? Where the transaction?
So
we need to see.
they don't go deep. So they don't go deep because they you bought a piece of
reduce inflation is to mop up everything, is to make sure that individuals don't sit down and dish out cash in any way, because too much cash in. So it's a well-timed decision. It's I didn't even care about the whole thing about Minister of Finance and saying they didn't carry them along.
No, they've told
See, the truth of the matter is that at this point, people that have money in their houses, they will have to push these monies out.
Me, I'm not bothered. I know.
So wake up one day and they suddenly see 10 million in my account, and it happens like 4 times in a week. Then they should flag that account and say, the highest to value in this account is 11,000 naira. Then now we have 71 million naira all of a sudden.
Is an STR. Aside from the STR, but before we even go deep into that, so basically now recently one of the EFCC officials that was in charge of the Ikoyi billion naira, that was the money that was found in the Ikoyi apartment.
Yeah.
They found out that he took 13 or so billion out of the money. So I think aside from bankers, if they want to truly, but still
make this thing work,
still on whether or not Serap is calling for the right action, we need to know where they are.
That's what they are supposed to do.
We need to know where they are getting their campaign.
Don't get anything out of all of these things, but it's good that Serap is making it an agenda.
To what end, if they publish it, okay, fine. A party publishes that, okay, we got 100 million from Said.
The truth is this: even when they publish, can you trust what they published? For me, do we even trust what they will publish, or we're just publishing because this is what is expected of us? Let us publish so that people will think we are prudent, people will think we are accountable.
So the question is, to what end is Serap's request or call for?
Serap is a pressure group.
It's a pressure group, it's a civil society group, and they'll continue to ask questions, setting the agenda, the tone for these discussions.
Well, campaign funding. 5 billion.
Well, it is 5 billion for president. I'm sure by now.
5 billion is 100 million in how many places?
That's what the law says. Why you don't spend more than 5 billion?
Because tickets, okay.
Must you fly private?
Let's not start from primaries, because
you see people that say we should not start from primaries.
Let's not start from primaries, because if we start from primaries, a party.
Is it the dollarization of the parties, or the primaries, or the forms that were bought?
The forms that were bought. 17 people bought APC tickets.
That's
2.2 billion.
Don't let Senator Adamu get angry with you.
And we have a party that they are still arguing whether the 11 billion is intact or not.
After sharing housing allowance, I don't have anything to say about
that. They returned the housing allowance.
All of them.
Not all of that.
I don't know. I don't know if Kaka, the youth leader, returned his own.
No, not all of them.
It's not all of them. Just 5 people.
I think there were 5 of them.
Until now, we've not heard anything as regards anybody. And So those people now, they returned it back.
So maybe they've even refunded the
They've refunded the people that refunded.
Or said, no, I made the wrong decision. I need to get it. But it was for housing. I didn't know it was for housing. You know, there was someone that said, it's what
governor your state.
He said he did not know 36 million entered your account.
He must be a big boy.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll convene again on Thursday.
Wednesday.
On Wednesday. Sorry, that's for. Sorry. We'll convene again on Wednesday as we focus on the 2023 general. That is the conversation for
Governor
another
1
day.
billion.
My name still remains Omobola Sandra. Okoyemi Akinyode is here, and Said Fuhad. Join us again on Ballot 23 on Wednesday by 4 p.m.